Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross from PTCGRadio, and this is part 3 of my look at the Malaysian National winning deck. I've already done a deck breakdown where I said it looked inconsistent, and I've played one game. I would recommend you go back and watch both of those videos, but you can see I have one overall win with the deck. This is the second game, and although I rarely do live commentary for these kind of videos, I'm doing it now because I want you to see exactly how the deck runs. Whereas when I'm playing TDK, I want to wait till there's a good game that's worth showing you that I think highlights something important. For this kind of deck, where I'm just showing you whether I think the list is good or not, I want to play against random people. Now, spoiler alert if you haven't watched the previous video, I did win the previous game, but I think I got very, very lucky. But there were things I wasn't happy about. There were turns where I had no supporter. There was a turn where I was poisoned and had no access to a switch or escape rope or anything along those lines. And it didn't go particularly well at all. But then I top-decked my way out of it. I got lucky. And as I said on my deck breakdown, when that deck draws and you get everything you need, it's an amazing deck. I ended up top-decking my second fighting energy, having neither of them prized, and ended up winning that way. So I've gone first for the second game in a row, and I have no basics, so let's start for the second game in a row with Landorus, which is kind of cool, I suppose. Now, I always complain that I have no laser Verbank turn 1 when I play against Darkrai, but I do when my opponent's playing Darkrai. And when I'm playing Darkrai, I start with turn 1 laser, which is quite nice. So I've got me Landorus, I've got me Bouffalant there, which is all well and good. Unfortunately, I've ended and not drawn a supporter. What are the odds? I did attach the Dark Energy to Landorus. I didn't really want to attach a Dark Energy to Landorus, but there's only one switch, whereas there's 2 Darkrai and 3 Ultra Balls that can... And this is one of the big problems with Landorus. I can't believe you can... it's annoying. Luckily, I do stay awake, so I can retreat next turn, and that's why Darkrai's there. The biggest problem, of course, is the fact that I only play a single energy switch in this particular deck. So you can see they're up to 90 already. And there's just nothing there. So I can grab a level ball, I suppose, and I'll have to use it to get Jirachi, because there's nothing else I can do at this point. And let's pop a Jirachi down. We will use Stellar Guidance, and it's going to have to be an N, because I can't really afford to be getting rid of both of my, or 2 of my 3 Raichu. So, that's a space on the bench I ain't getting back, but what can you do about it? Now, this is why you need Energy Switch, because I'm having to attach energy in less than optimal positions, and there's only one Energy Switch there. So, let's play an N, see what I can draw. Okay, that's not the end of the world. Now, it is disappointing that I attached an energy last turn, but my theory is always if you've got an energy, attach an energy. Now I do need an Evil Tau, because Evil Tau's quite frankly too darn good not to play. But I do run into the issue here if I now don't have a... I'll have to retreat to stop him dying. What I don't have here, and I know he's going to do 60 with his Evil Tau, there's nothing I can do about that. I don't have an option here for... getting more than one Raichu out, and there's one energy switch. Now, ideally, the kind of plays I want to be making with a deck like this are that I want to be, putting the energy around, so I've put an energy on Landorus, but I can then, energy switch it over. My opponent's not had a great start, but he's there making the most of his non-EXs. I could have got a Pikachu out with my level ball, but then I would have been stuck without a supporter, and similarly I could have got a Pikachu out with my Ultra Ball, but then I've got no Evil Tau out, and if he catches and kills my Pikachu, which is not that difficult, I'm then in real trouble. So he's got 40 HP left, and what this means is if he doesn't retreat, I am going to get a KO next turn. which means that, whether I attack or not, I'm going to get a KO. So there's his Evil Towel. And, I mean, here this is why I really need an Ultra Ball. Not an Ultra Ball, an Energy Switch. Because if I can Energy Switch, Muscle Band, Laser, Double Colourless, and there's plenty of all of them there, then I can get the KO with Bouffalante. Here, I'm conceding 60 damage, and I need a Pikachu next turn. I don't know what I'm going to do, because I'm just letting him damage my board, because without Energy Switch, I'm not getting any attacks off here. Now, I can't use that computer search yet, because there's nothing to get rid of, and I'm not putting down the fighting energy, because I need to do something. So let's just play the N, and see if I can draw into something. So, that's not the end of the world. So, this isn't necessarily the optimum play, but I need to get something going here. And what I can do here now is Y Cyclone to get the KO, and then pop the double colourless on the Pikachu. I know I could have just attached the energy to the Pikachu and let him die of poison. I don't really want to do any of this, but the fact of the matter remains at the moment that I'm running out of options, because I've got to let him hit something, and I don't want him to kill my Bouffalante, because he's useful in future, and I don't want him to kill my Pikachu, and my Darkrai and Landorus have already taken a hit. He may well get the KO on my Evil Towel here, which would be incredibly annoying, but what else can I do? So there's the Muscle Band, there's the Laser. And this is exactly what happened in the previous game, but what do? I can let him kill my Darkrai, I can let him kill my Landorus, I can let him kill my Jirachi, and I need my non-EX Pokemon. So it does make me worry about where the next KO is going to come from, because I don't really want to use a Raichu. So maybe I'm playing this wrong, and if I am, please feel free to post in the comments, but it's incredibly frustrating because I don't really have anything to kill his Bouffalante with. Now I've got a bunch of energy and a Juniper. I'm going to have to Juniper all of this. The question is, what do I actually go about doing? And the honest answer is, I don't know. I'll have to Juniper and hope I've got a Raichu and a Laser. And I do have a Raichu and a Laser, so I can get the KO here. But then the problem is, okay, this isn't the end of the world, because I can now use my one energy switch to put the energy on Bouffalante, and then I am threatening a KO next turn with said Bouffalante. But you'll notice that there's a bunch of energy in the discard. I don't want to discard anymore, but I've got to get my Raichu out. So let's grab Professor's Letter. Oh, there's one energy left in deck. That's not pretty. That is not pretty. Because of all the discarding, because of that horrible Juniper I just had to do. Now, I have still got 2 Dark Patches left. He's going to go down to 70, which is effectively 90. So I'm going to have to put the Muscle Band on Pikachu here. I'm then going to have to do the horrible discarding, which I really don't want to have to do, in order to get the Raichu. And I'm going to get the KO here, but I'm leaving myself with 1 card in hand. And maybe I'm playing this wrong, but I think I've had to do these horrible discards just to, keep ahead. Now he's going to be able to get the... And see there, I've got a Pikachu. I haven't really got any kind of option here. Now, the one thing I have got going for me is that Bouffalante, but I'm still going to need a Muscle Band and a Laser. And if we look at my discard pile, I've used 1 Laser, 2 Laser, and 1 Muscle Band on the Raichu, meaning I've got 2 of each left. But I have no supporters. I've used 3 of my 4 Ns, 2 of my 4 Juniper, so I've got 2 Juniper, a Colress, and an N left, and a computer search. In 21 cards isn't actually too bad. That could be worse, actually. So it's not the end of the world. Now, hopefully here, I can draw some kind of supporter or computer search, allowing me to get the Muscle Band Laser with my Bouffalante to get the KO, and then I can... Yeah, then I could go down to 2 prizes and maybe start threatening with something else. But I suppose my problem with this deck, when it all... I keep getting lucky, this is amazing. It's not fair, but it's amazing. Now, I don't know what to do in terms of killing that Bouffalont, though. I suppose we'll have to hope I can do it with Darkrai or something like that. Now, here's a problem. I need to hit this laser or I'm not getting a KO this turn. Oh, he hits the heads on the laser. So, what can I kill? Not a huge amount, to be honest with you. Although I can kill that Trubbish. And I suppose killing a Trubbish is better than nothing, because I'm not doing enough damage to kill the Bouffalont or the Darkrai. I could hit the Darkrai and hope I draw my Lysandre later on. But I think killing the Trubbish is going to be the best bet, so I can just get some cards out here. So I can Dark Patch onto Darkrai to help build up that Darkrai quite nicely. And I mean, this is all far from ideal, but at least I'm getting a KO here. Some people might question the amount of resources I just put into that Bouffalont, and to be honest with you, I wouldn't be terribly against you if you did, but I think I needed to KO there, because with his Darkrai out, all he needed to do was attach an energy and retreat, and he probably is playing energy switch. I suppose what I'm finding with this deck, and this is a bit of a stream of consciousness commentary, so my apologies if it makes little sense at times, I'm constantly forced into uncomfortable positions. Next turn I've got the KO on him if I can draw my last Muscle Band or one of my 2 lasers, I believe, or if I am able to get a basic Pokemon. Otherwise I'm a little bit lost. And I am starting to wonder where my last KO is going to come from, and actually, with him getting the KO this turn, I don't know what I'm going to be able to do. Yeah. Now, if I can get the KO with Raichu, then it's not going to be the end of the world here. And would you look at that, I believe that is everything I need to get the KO with that little Raichu. Now, Raichu's going down next turn if he's got a laser. If he doesn't have a laser, I'm actually going to be able to win the game with my Lysandre. So really now, it's going to come down to, and at this point, depressingly, I'm going to waste my switch to thin my deck a little bit in case he ends me to 1. Which may end up being silly if he catches... Oh, he catches my Landorus, I'm dead anyway. So, here's the deal. I'm down to 1 prize. If he's got a catcher or a Lysandre, I lose the game right here. If not, it's going to be dodgy. I'm going to need an energy and a Raichu in order to win the game, and that Ultra Ball is not going to do it, because I need the Lysandre to catch up his Eviltal, and I need an energy, and I'm not going to be able to Ultra Ball the energy to get the Raichu. So this is dodgy here. A catcher or a Lysandre and he wins the game right away because he gets 2 prizes off my Landorus or my Darkrai, which I basically had to sacrifice due to drawing badly. There's the Skylar, presumably for the laser. So I'm going to need an energy or a laser. I'm going to need an energy laser or an energy... Muscle Band won't actually do it. I'm going to need an energy laser to get the KO with Darkrai, or I'm going to need an energy Raichu to get the KO with Lysandre, but I'm not going to draw both of them in 1 turn. So I am wondering where this KO is going to be coming from at this stage. I'm not even going to be able to win him to 1 if I use Lysandre. So I suppose it's going to be drawing Computer Search or Juniper and seeing if I can get the KO from that. I don't like how often this deck is leaving me short of options. If you go back and look at my TDK videos, or videos I'm hopefully going to do in the future regarding stuff like that, then I'm constantly finding myself with options. Here I'm not. And he's down to 1 prize and he's taking it next turn. What do I top deck? I top deck a Darkrai. That's not going to do it. I can't get my Jirachi because I've already used it. Now what I can do here... See, anything I've got is going to be killed by Darkrai, and he's got a lot of cards. Now if we actually show all the cards that are left... There's an N, a Muscle Band, a Tool Scrapper, an Energy, a Raichu, Computer Search. So I did have 2 Juniper, a Colress, and a Computer Search. So there were outs. But it's not going like I'd like. So here is my one chance to win the game. I evolve to Raichu. I retreat. I don't even know if it's worth retreating at this stage. I Lasond up his Eviltal. I pass, and I hope he's got nothing, which he almost certainly does have. And you'll see here the problem with this deck. It's a lack of supporters. Now, I've got a bunch of supporters left, and I could have drawn one, and one could argue I'm unlucky. But all throughout the last game and this game, it's I need to get a laser, I need to get a muscle band. And if you look at my TDK videos, I generally tend to draw this kind of stuff. If you look at... And he only needs an energy to retreat, so he's almost certainly got it. Oh, and he hits the heads. Ha! Finning that switch out of my deck might have been the silliest thing I've ever done. Well, not the silliest thing I've ever done. That's a genuine misplay on my part, I'll give you that. But he's got the Sycamore. So even if I draw anything here, I'm going to need an energy to retreat the Jirachi, and even if I... Oh, it's a moot point here, because he can just retreat and Bouffalant me. So, that is a game, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to win this game. I ran it pretty close, but it's just not... I don't know. I've shown you the deck breakdown and I've given you my opinion. I've now shown you, and I promise you these are legitimately the first 2 games I played with this deck. And the deck wasn't terrible, it didn't run rubbishly, but I did find myself behind for large periods of the game. I found myself struggling for cards. It makes me uncomfortable. I don't like it where I need to draw this, I need to draw this, I need to draw this. I'm not getting those chains of supporters like I like getting in these kind of decks, and honestly, this isn't a deck I'd take to a tournament without a lot of rejigging. Having said that, you've got the deck breakdown, you've got both the games. I encourage you to make it and play it yourself. If you've seen all 3 of these videos, I think you're informed enough to make your own decision. As always, subscribe if you haven't done so already, give this a like, and check out for future videos, tell your friends, all of that good stuff. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.